now we're finally getting a proper diagnosis. PCOS is now known as PMOS. And that means that it is the actual acronym is PMOS, polyundersided metabolic ovarian syndrome. And basically, it can attack your hormones, metabolic, metabolic health, and ovarian health. And this is huge because so many times when you have a name, when you hear PCOS, you're thinking ovarian syndrome, that you have cysts, but that's not necessarily the case. And for me, I didn't have any major cysts that was attacking my ovaries, like if you had endometriosis or any other symptoms with women. Mine, it was all metabolism. So my weight was fluctuating up and down. My energy was fluctuating up and down. My hormones, my skin was reacting. I was having eczema, acne, all these different things, shedding of my hair too, as well. And there was no support. There was literally no medicine that they could really give me. But what became my medicine was food, starting eating properly, weight training. There's this popular vitamins that I work with Black Girl Vitamins. They have a PCOS relief vitamins, and some of the ingredients like insole and spearmint and B12 is necessary for women's support, and it really caters to Black women too as well. So, I know it's a journey that we're still discovering, we're still learning about too as well. And I don't want women to feel discouraged. I know some people have it way, way worse because it's not a type of level of spectrum where you get one wave of this. Everyone has different things depending on their hormones. But I'm just so appreciative. The fact is, I know you talked about herbalist doctors, Fagni, a lot. So herbal medicine has helped me dramatically. Just getting the supplements that I need that you might necessarily not get on your regular food groups all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, so when you did they run tests? Like what was that process like for them to officially be like, okay, you have this?
Yeah, so basically they did a blood work panel too as well. So basically when you're going to your OBGYN, you need to ask for a full panel. And basically main thing, they're really looking at your A1C, they're looking at your thyroid levels, they're looking at cholesterol, pretty. And there's other different hormone levels that you can test for too as well, so that they're getting an accurate diagnosis with that. But first thing, what I would say, don't even say PCOS when you're going to the doctor, say PMOS. That is the new diagnosis name and term that's going to get you a lot better results because they can address certain things when they have a proper diagnosis name.
Mhm.
And then also too, when you're going to your doctor, I look at a lot of different healthy TikToks and healthy Instagram reels, and I save them too as well on my phone. Because when you're going to the doctor, you need to have your list out of questions. You need to explain to them timelines and dates. Like every morning, I feel this and this and this.
Yeah.
Every evening, I feel this and this and this and this. How long does it last? Time yourself, record yourself.
Yeah.
You know, is it the beginning of the month or is it the end of the month? Do
Mm,
you normally feel bad when it's on your period, or is it a week before at before your period?
yeah.
So there's certain things that I had to be very proactive about, and you have to advocate for yourself. And don't just stick to one doctor. Find a nutritionist, find a herbalist, find an OBGYN too as well. And then also your primary care doctor, because they're all going to be the team of doctors to help support the right avenues and the right things to get you to feeling better.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
So now like are you on medication or like what is it that you do?
So I'm not on medication. I'm fully like doing things with the herbal natural medicine route. The only medication supplements that I take is I have prescribed vitamins. So I don't do any over-the-counter vitamins.
Yeah.
All my vitamins are prescribed to me,
Yeah.
or either I get them from Black Girl Vitamins, which is the PCOS relief vitamins that have
Yeah.
been very helpful. And then the herbalist doctor has a special medley that they customize for me when I go to Napoli Naturals. Thank you to my friend Nia too as well, supporting me with that too as well. And then also um, I take a lot of healthy foods, guys, like not drinking processed juices or sugar and stuff, staying away from that. Um, Bread, I don't really consume a lot of bread anymore too as well because it's sprayed with so many chemicals and enriching fibers that are just not healthy for a person who has skin-prone skin or troubles with skin
Yeah.
issues and eczema. That just feeds more yeast in your body that you just don't need.
Mhm.
Um, Dairy free too as well. If I do want something like vegan or ice cream or any type of cheese,
Yeah.
um, sometimes I cut with the cheese because I do love my real cheese, not even gonna lie. But milk is cashew milk, not almond milk.
Yeah.
Cashew milk. Um, Using dairy-free ice creams too as well because that holds mucus in your blood system.
Mm.
Um, Salmon, a lot of cashews, a lot of almonds, just different natural food groups that you're always eating your greens, like eating the entire rainbow,
Right.
is important. So I found for myself, um, nutrition and herbs was more helpful for me, and I saw better results with that than just going to prescriptions with birth control. Now, I did used to be prescribed on birth control,
Mhm.
and I had a horrible reaction to that. And that kind of catapulted a lot of my women's health success too, as well. And once I got off of that birth control, my weight went down. My skin was getting better. I was clearing up.
Yeah.
My periods were still not the same as it normally was,
Mhm.
but it was eventually getting better too as well. But basically, nutrition and fitness, that's what helped a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It all
Yeah.
comes down to lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, going back to the basics of not saying like no one ever needs medicine for anything, definitely not saying that,
Right.
but it never hurts, obviously, to incorporate natural routes as well. Now, if you need other things to supplement your natural journey, if you need certain medication, things like that, that's totally fine. But you can't tell me that it doesn't help our bodies when we go back to the basics and what our body truly needs
Right.
naturally.
Right.
The omega-3s and the salmon, the what's
Mm-hmm.
provided in blueberries and what's in cashews. I went down
Mm-hmm.
a whole rabbit hole years ago, like literally researching the ingredients of different fruits and vegetables and how they
Right.
contribute to our health. And it's
Yes.
amazing. You can heal your body of certain things with just the natural components
Natural.
of food, and then also moving your body like you were talking about,
Moving.
strength
Yeah.
training. No one says you have
Right.
to be a bodybuilder, but it doesn't hurt to
No.
pick up 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 10 pounds and lift a
Right.
little, to walk. All of that,
Hmm.
it does the body wonders. I can't even put into words how it can truly transform how you feel internally and how
Yeah.
it's going to affect you externally as well.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I would definitely say having people like you, seeing your weight transformation journey too as well, and just different food groups. Like we get excited when we like discover like a new healthy food or like a new fun snack and stuff
Yeah.
and everything. Like it's fun and exciting for me. People always think, oh, eating healthy is boring. I'm like, that is not the case at all. There's different herbs and seasonings and like things that you could try and mix together that is support to make you feel healthy.
Yeah.
There's different fruits that you can eat and juices and stuff and different things. Like I have some friends that say they don't like drinking water. You have to drink water.
That's wild to me when people say that. Like, what?
I know people like that that don't drink
I've heard
water.
people say that, and I do not understand that.
They don't drink water, and you're wondering why your kidneys are shutting down. You wonder why you're having headaches, and you wonder why certain things with your digestive system
Your
is not flowing
skin.
right. Your skin and stuff. Yeah, you might look skinny or fine for now, but eventually that's going to catch up to you.
Mhm.
And we're more closer to 40 than we are 30.
I don't know
So
about you. I'm only 18. So I don't know. But yeah.
listen, I'm gonna find about it like wine. I don't care, regardless and stuff forever, you know. But regardless and stuff and everything, like if you have water, you know, add some mint and lemon in that and see if you like it. You know, if you like strawberries, add some strawberries into your water and cucumber. Like just watch how transformation. And I'll say for me, my body really started transforming once I started drinking a liter to a gallon of water every day.
Mhm.
That was just the first step.
Mhm.
Once I did that, then I incorporated my walking. Then I noticed the weight fluctuates with that. Then it was okay, during the week, I'm only going to eat fish and or fish and chicken during the week. And then on the weekends, you know, I might pick out a little bit, but real strict Monday through Friday is real strict over here. Like, you know, veggies and fish, that's it, you know. So it's certain things that is great, but I would want to talk about one resource that I love, and she's so great. I would love to one day meet her. She is like a really fabulous influencer, but I don't know if you would know, her name is Candace. She's like a huge influencer. She's friends with like Victoria Monet, and she has like an NFL boyfriend. I forgot his name, but he has a podcast too as well. But her name is Candace, and she has a platform called PCOS with Candace, and she actually wrote an entire guidebook of recipes, nutrition, smoothies, breaks down food groups, all things that you can eat nutrition wise if you have PCOS.
Mhm.
And I might have to share the Instagram and stuff so people can like follow her. But basically she really put a name and a face to it, and she literally had every symptoms that I could think of. The weight gain, the chin hairs, like the bloating, and she's a dancer and stuff and everything, and she dealt with this. And I remember she was talking about her journey because she had to get right because her and her partner wanted to conceive, and they finally had a baby girl too as well. And I think they're still also like in the journey of, you know, exploring how they're growing their family. But basically, they're a little bit more stricter than I am. Like they're more vegan and holistic with their practices. But still, every now and then she would say you could supplement protein with salmon or chicken or something like that. But Candace really put a face to the PCOS game. She was the only influencer that I could really find that was really open and transparent about her weight journey and all her health journeys and stuff. So y'all should check Candace out. She's really great.
That's really helpful. Yeah, because it's one thing to listen to other people who have gone through similar journeys or who have also experienced, some type of health issue that you've also experienced. But then also when they like provide tips and tricks and
Mhm.
resources, that's even more valuable. So we'll have
Mhm.
to link that somewhere whenever we post
Yeah.
for sure. So, and this is not a collab, or we're not getting paid to say this, y'all, but
No,
help
no.
anybody. Let's help somebody.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. For sure. For sure. And what about you, Vagni? Like, what can you like testament like for your own journey and stuff and everything? I know just watching your healthy lifestyle fitness has been inspiring to me.
Yeah.
So, I it's always great when you have an accountability partner
Yeah.
that can really model your lifestyle after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say about probably about a decade ago, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my life changed. I really got serious. I was overweight. I was probably about 50-ish pounds overweight. And I was trying everything to lose weight, and it was not coming off. I didn't know, I wasn't educated enough in that field to know, okay, I need proteins, I need vegetables. Like, I just was like, oh, let me just eat a salad and
Mm-hmm.
drink some water. And why am I not
Mm-hmm.
losing weight? I was doing so much cardio, weight not coming off,
Mm-hmm.
because I wasn't, it starts with the nutrition. And so I started eating all whole foods, only whole foods, meaning if I baked some chicken, it was only baked chicken. If I made salmon, it was only salmon. Of course, I seasoned how I want it. And then I would make, I would go to farmers markets. I'd get fresh
Mm-hmm.
broccoli, fresh spinach, fresh blueberries. I mean, actually from people growing this on their land, and they would go to these farmers markets. And whatever I didn't get the farmers markets, I will go to like a Whole Foods and I would get organic. And so I did that, and I paired that with strength training and cardio. I worked out 6 times a week. Some days I did 2 a days just because I fell in love with where I love the way it made me feel. So I would do strength training and
Mm-hmm.
cardio every single day. And within, I would say it, I fell in love with the journey. Let me just say that I fell in love
Yeah.
with the journey, because if you get too caught up in, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to lose 50 pounds, you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to get burnt out. You have to fall in love with the journey. I fell in love with eating healthy. I fell in love with going to the farmers markets. I fell in love with researching what the benefits of eating blueberries or the benefits of eating strawberries or broccoli or spinach. I fell in love with the process of it all. I didn't look at it as I'm on a weight loss journey. I looked at it as this is my lifestyle now. And I loved
Yeah.
it. I literally,
Yeah.
not to sound cliche, like I felt good from the inside before the weight even really started like drastically dropping off my
Drastically
body.
dropping off. Yeah.
Inside, I just remember thinking like I'm so happy. My mood, like I feel better. I'm happier.
Right.
So that changed my life. And I have, of course we have our times where we can fall off. We're human, that vacation or we've had a bad day or whatever, but I
Or
always
you just
go
gotta
back.
have that cheeseburger. Like,
And then even when it comes to our cycles, I gotta have my chocolate, sometimes.
right.
Sometimes when I'm on my
Exactly. Those
cycle,
period
I'm
cravings.
yeah. Sometimes when I'm on my cycle, I stay strong and I don't have chocolate. But sometimes I'm like, where the chocolate at? Where the chocolate at? Okay, because nothing else will satisfy me. Or I need like pizza, but I have found healthy alternatives. So for chocolate, I'll do
Yes.
cacao, and I'll mix it with like almonds that I've bought already. So I'll do
Mhm.
that. I like doing. What else do I like? I like doing anything with natural ingredients and whole foods and clean ingredients when it comes to pizza. You can look at that at Sprouts or Whole Foods and just look for more clean ingredients when you do have like
Clean
an urge to do
ingredients.
something. And you don't have to totally
Yeah.
just trash your body with trash. There are
Yeah.
healthy alternatives pretty much for everything. So, but
Yeah.
in recent years, I discovered something that I did not know existed, and this is what I discovered last year is something called PMDD, and it's called
Mhm.
premenstrual dysphoric disorder. So last year, I noticed like the week leading into my cycle, I was getting very depressed. I was having scary thoughts. I'm just gonna be 100% honest and real right now. I mean, scary thoughts where I was questioning like, what am I here for? What's my purpose? And nothing's
Mhm.
gonna work out for me. Just like saying, being my own worst enemy, just being mean to myself, like the meanest thoughts I could think of myself, I was thinking them. And I went into a depression and I would just feel like there was no hope in the world. It really, I'm not trying to sound drastic right now. These are thoughts I was having. And it scared me. And I started looking it up and I stumbled upon PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And I'm going to read what it actually means. It's PMDD is a much more severe form of premenstrual syndrome. So when people say, "Oh, are you PMSing?" This is not, this is something extreme. This is psychological.
Same
It
level.
it
Yeah.
may affect people of childbearing age. It's a severe and chronic health condition that needs attention and treatment. Lifestyle changes and sometimes medicines can help manage symptoms. So, what causes PMDD, nobody knows, but it may be an abnormal reaction to a normal hormone changes that happen around the time of your cycle. And like I said, I didn't feel like this 24/7. This was like the week leading into my cycle. It got ugly. The
Yeah.
hormone changes can cause serotonin deficiency. And it says who's at risk for PMDD? People with a family history of PMS or PMDD. Not that I know of. Like my mom's never told me she's had it. I don't believe my sister's had it, but it's a discussion worth having, of course. But that just because someone in your family doesn't have it doesn't mean you can't be affected by this. Um,
Right.
and then also, I was like, what do I do? I was watching TikToks, Instagrams of other women around my age saying,
Hmm.
y'all, I'm just so depressed. I'm crying. I don't know what my life means. And I found out I have PMDD. And I'm like, all the things that these women were saying, I could relate to. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Okay, there's
Yeah.
a name to this. So I went to my OBGYN, had a discussion, and she basically was like, yeah, these are, what you're describing are signs and what women describe when they have PMDD. It can come out of nowhere. I think I got my cycle when I was like 13, and I've never experienced that until I am, maybe like my late 20s or whatever, and here I am feeling this. It was scary. And
Right.
so you can take medication. I just decided to take the more natural route. And I
Hmm.
just made sure that I was good on my vitamins. I had blood work done. I am iron deficient. So I made sure I was getting enough iron in my body, enough water. And I will say it didn't totally go away, but I will say that it helps when I have my routine when I'm working out. I make sure, even
Hmm.
when day one of my cycle, sometimes I still take a walk. It used to be,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not even gonna walk. I
Walk.
even will walk and
Yeah.
I would feel better afterwards. So I
Right.
make sure I move my body. I don't have to do anything
Buddy.
strenuous, but I do make sure I
Right.
continue to move my body. I continue to drink my water. I
Hmm.
continue to eat fresh fruits and vegetables and try to eat them in their most natural state. And I will say it made a difference. I will say there are times that some months I don't have PMDD episodes, but there are some months where I'm like, okay, I'm feeling depressed, and but at least there's a name to it now. And
Yeah.
I know that me personally, everyone's different, but I know me eating healthy and moving my body helps me
Hmm.
feel better. And then also your village around you. I
Yeah.
know that support is a huge thing. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about, it's nothing to be ashamed of. As women, our bodies are complicated. Very
Yeah.
complicated. And there's lots of things we go through. Our bodies, we can create humans. So of
Yeah.
course, it doesn't shock me that our bodies can go through these extreme feelings
Dream.
because
Yeah.
our bodies are
Yeah.
only God can make it make sense that our bodies can
Yeah.
do all these things. So I just
Exactly.
wanted to bring light to that about PMDD. If anyone out there, you feel like it's more than just PMS, it's kind of extreme. You're feeling extreme depression. You don't want to get out of bed. You're having thoughts that you don't normally have about, what your life is, if you're even important, if you even matter in this world. If those are questions you're asking yourself and you don't usually ask yourself those questions, then please do some research on PMDD, go to your
Right.
OBGYN, and clean up your diet, move your
Right.
body, and talk to someone. I got
Talk.
into therapy in the last year, and when I tell you, it just feels good just talking.
Same. Just
So a
talk.
mix in between
Yeah.
medical, I'm talking
There,
about
mental,
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 physical, your
physical,
diet, movement, all of that,
emotional. Yeah,
emotional, all of that makes a difference. So,
it does.
yeah.
It really does. We got 2 minutes
Yeah.
left and stuff and everything. Any inspirational words that you want to leave us with, or anything that can just really rally some support for a young lady that maybe never heard of PMOS or maybe never heard of PMDD? Like, what can you leave us with?
I would just say personally, you're not crazy. If you feel something is not right in your body,
Yeah.
believe it and always advocate for yourself. I have switched doctors
Exactly.
before. I have gone to multiple
Yeah.
doctors. I need to hear what other doctors think. I will get
Yeah.
multiple blood tests because this is your body. Only you know your body. I don't care who has the medical degree. I respect it, but at the end of the day, you're not inside of my body. So I feel if I feel like I'm being dismissed, or if you feel like you're being dismissed, go to another doctor, get a second opinion. Also, advocate for yourself. If you feel there's a certain test you should get it, no matter what. Always advocate for yourself. This is your life. This is your body.
Yeah, for sure. Hands down. I totally agree with that. And then I would say too as well, get you a good herbalist and nutritionist. That is going to be game changer number one because once you start eating the right foods, everything's going to correct
Yes.
itself.
You know I
So,
love a good herbalist.
and we'll link our favorite herbalist in this shop podcast because we're here to support. We're here to showcase love and support for you guys. So I hope y'all enjoyed the Two Confessions podcast with Bagni and Angela. We out for now.